This is the ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The following is a preamble of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Whereas 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now, know we therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of islands, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation, founded on spiritual values, and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation, and do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
It's the last day for the morning edition, and we are live. On today's show, Atlanta's seeing its strongest numbers in years. A tragic end for a man during a police-involved shooting. DeAndre and the Suns advance in the NBA playoffs. And after 4 years, we say farewell. So let's start the morning off right.
Edition is brought to you by We Buy You Sell Company, your leading hurricane impact windows, doors, and tile specialist.
Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Charles Fisher. We are ready to roll here on the final Friday. LaDawn, it's been a long ride, but it's been good. And we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready. It's been 4 years for sure. We had a good run, 4 years. We had some exciting times, some not so exciting times, but we had a good time.
And we're going to give you viewers, thank you so much for allowing us to wake up with you in the morning, especially those folks in the family islands there.
Yeah.
So we're going to now check in on the weather because we have a jam-packed show for you. We don't want you to miss anything. Let's check in on our weather. We are waking up 66 degrees, partly sunny, no wind out there, so it looks good for boaters. Humidity 88%. Now, frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas will move progressively southward today and still throughout tonight. For the northwest Bahamas, weather very cloudy, but a bit warm and breezy with isolated to widely scattered showers and a chance of a few isolated thunderstorms throughout tonight. Showers may be locally heavy and thunderstorms strong at times. For the central and southeast Bahamas, weather partly sunny and very warm with a chance of a few stray showers today, turning mostly fair and breezy tonight. Your daytime high temperature 85 degrees Fahrenheit, tonight's low of 68. And as we look ahead to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, a thunderstorm expected sometime in the afternoon, 81 in the day, 72 at night, and then on Sunday that rain will get over here somewhat of a bit, breezy with a straight thunderstorm, but not as heavy as Saturday, 81 in the day, 73 at night.
Some good news for the tourism product as the country's largest private employer is seeing its strongest numbers in years. Fresh off the Easter break, the Atlanta's Paradise Island Resort is now boasting more than 85% occupancy, and President Audrey Oswald says future bookings are looking strong.
We are back to our pre-pandemic levels, looking forward through the rest of this year and into the first quarter of next year. We're actually seeing that our numbers are exceeding 2019 numbers, so it's great to be back in business and back back into full swing. We just finished the construction and renovation of our Royal East Tower. We're starting renovations on the casino, starting renovations on the Royal West Tower. Some new restaurants are coming. We're happy that the mask restrictions have been lifted, and we're noticing that it's allowing our guests to feel a lot more comfortable. Some of our team members still choose to wear it, whatever they're comfortable with. I think the next step will be to stop the testing coming into the Bahamas, and also the testing. Hopefully the U.S. government will do the same and stop the testing for going back to the U.S.
Home ownership is a part of the Bahamian dream, but for many people it may never become a reality. Citing a 2004 survey conducted by the Bahamas Department of Statistics, Housing Minister the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis noted that over 30% of Bahamian households fell within the annual income range of $20,000 to $40,000 a year, making this group, which includes essential workers like nurses, police officers, and teachers, the most difficult to obtain mortgages for a home. It's an issue the Davis administration is moving aggressively to address.
We are in high-level conversations with the banks so that we can provide a program of consolidating persons with unsecured loans who are not able to qualify for mortgage. If we put them through a consolidation program, we're able to capture their loans into one umbrella and get them to a point where they can qualify for mortgages.
The family of a man in his late 20s is mourning after he was killed in a police-involved shooting Thursday afternoon. Police went to Antigua Street off Kamaica Road right before noon to respond to a disturbance at a nearby church.
They followed the male, and a short time later, the male entered into a yard west on Antigua Street, and the officers rode up and returned. And when the officers returned, the male jumped the wall from the yard and discharged his weapon at the officers. The officers, being aware of the threat towards their lives, produced their service weapons and shot the suspect, injuring him. EMS was called, and following their assessments, the service technicians determined that there was no signs of life.
16 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the latest release from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, 13 here in New Providence and 1 each in Grand Bahama, Bimini, Cat Key, and Eleuthera. 6 of those cases have a tribal history within the past 14 days. Hospitalizations remain at 7, all listed as moderately ill. There have also been 7 new recoveries. The Bahamas Feeding Network has a new home to carry out its mission of caring for those less fortunate. The 2-story, 8-room structure is certainly a step above the first location, which is just a stone's throw away on Fox Hill Road North. A ribbon-cutting ceremony took place on Thursday to mark the occasion.
It is a big step in the life of the Feeding Network, and we're so very pleased that now we have a slightly larger facility where we can consolidate everyone under one roof, and that allows us to be able to hopefully be a little bit more efficient in what we do.
Good morning, Fisher and LaDon, and a happy Friday to you, Bahamas. Your morning traffic report is coming to you live from East Bay Street. We're just opposite the Sir Sidney Poitier Bridge. A lot of traffic, a lot of motorists in this area traversing to work over to Atlantis or anywhere in the East Bay area. But nonetheless, with us as always is Corporal Patrick Kemp of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. Corporal Kemp, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Andre, and good morning, Bahamas.
So, Corporal Kemp is really excited today. He brought a bag of goodies. I have no idea what's in the goodies, but tell us what's in the bag and how does this relate to traffic, Kemp?
All right, so you might not know exactly the contents in the bag, but you suspect what's going to take place right about now. Andre, we had a debate on numerous occasions about the amount of traffic infractions and accidents that take place on the streets. And over the course of the accidents, you want to see numbers. We were talking about whether it's the males or females. I told you I believe it's 89% of the females. Of course, you disagree.
Kemp, I would like to see the real-life statistics and numbers first.
So what I...
I've always worked in business solutions, commercial customers. We've worked with and helped them to become successful through communications technology. It forces me to be on my game in terms of learning about technology, learning about communications, learning about mobile and fixed. So I'd advise any young woman wanting to get into the technology field to take every opportunity that you can to learn, because you just never know where the job opportunities will be in 1 or 3 or 5 years.
Happy anniversary savings at Home Care and Electrical and Home Decor, Joe Farrington Road, just west of the traffic light. 20% savings on all appliances for 1 week only. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, stoves, and much more. And 20% off all home decor items, including comforters, pillows, sheet sets, bathroom accessories, everything for your home. Home Care and Electrical and Home Decor, celebrating its anniversary and the opening of Phase 2 with big 20% savings for 1 week only, May 2nd to 7th. Call 324-7953.
Dental care is an important aspect of healthcare which sometimes gets overlooked. This morning, Lloyd Allen seeks to answer key questions regarding the most effective means of flossing.
The epicenter of good oral care, according to many dentists and orthodontists, is rooted in routine brushing and flossing. Local orthodontist Dr. Woodley Thompson shares a little more on its importance.
Well, the purpose of flossing is to remove dental plaque and food particles that may have lodged themselves in between the teeth. Plaque is a sticky film of bacteria that continues to form on the teeth, and particularly after eating, that bacteria produces acid that can attack the tooth structure and produce tooth decay and gingivitis and other gum issues. So this is why it's necessary to remove these particular agents from the teeth. Brushing in combination with flossing provides a most ideal situation for every individual.
When it comes to string flossing compared to water flossing, Dr. Thompson is guided by the gold standard.
Using a section of floss and manually placing it in between the teeth and taking it gently beneath the gum tissue in order to remove any items that may have lodged themselves in between the teeth. In terms of the water flosser, this has also been an effective adjunct to removing the plaque and food debris that may have gathered around the oral cavity.
He has this takeaway.
Once you're using something, it is better than nothing. And we want you to maintain the proper oral health for the best overall health and well-being of the individual. And so, in terms of which is better, it comes down to how effective the individual is in using the particular mode of flossing.
Celebrations for Administrative Professionals Week in full effect here at the Broadcasting Corporation of Bahamas. The secretaries, assistants, and administrators choosing to ask the traditional observance by giving back to grade 1 students of Centerville Primary. Those excited students receiving a few jam-packed Easter baskets.
It's an awesome feeling because you didn't have to do it and you thought about us here at Centerville Primary. So we are very appreciative of the initiative that you guys did for us.
Well, of course, you know, kids love gifts and they're so excited by the gifts and the treasures that they have every day from us. And this is extra gifts from you all, and just to keep them motivated.
In the wake of the recent spike in violent crimes, the Brotherhood organization presses on with its community outreach. On Wednesday, the men teamed up with the Urban Renewal Band and the Gang Reduction Intervention Plan, or GRIP, to talk to Ridgeland Park residents. The Brotherhood's president, Pastor Carlos Reed, and GRIP chairman Henry Higgins were a part of the initiative.
We believe that we have to set a pace that we need some peace on our street. Lately, we've been having too much murders, and our goal is to go into these communities to let the people know that they're not by themselves, and we're here to support them. We believe that the church is not really the building, the church is the people. And this is our way of getting the church into the communities, letting people know that God is indeed like somebody that are feeling what they're feeling, what they're going through. A lot of times we see people, but we don't know what people are going through. Our goal is to be able to touch people and let them know that there's hope.
Good morning again, Bahamas. We're back here on East Bay Street. We apologize for the minor technical difficulties, but if you were watching before the break, Corporal Kemp was showing us a thing or two. Might be questionable, but I'm gonna ask you, Corporal Kemp, to show us what else you have in your goodie bag.
I just hope you didn't have any thing to do with that break and trying to sabotage my sharing information on what distracts our women. No braiding, no fixing your while you're driving, right? I think it was important to share that.
Cam, you cannot braid and drive at the same time. I just want to point that out before you move on.
Well, like I told you earlier, we have a lot of our women, they have supernatural abilities to do these things. You're familiar with something like this? Okay, yes, this is a makeup bag with all your goodies in it. And please, man, you got to do these things before you leave home. The other day, I mentioned something in reference to a lady who was sewing in her eyelashes. And you might have thought it was hilarious, but guess what? It was true. And this year, Mr. Cameraman, I don't know which position this should be in. No sewing in of the eyelashes while you're driving, please. Okay? This here causes a distraction. Also, I gotta mention this. We had this discussion as well. I just had to bring this on today just to show. Please, no stilettos while you're driving. This here can be a problem when you're trying to maneuver your feet from the brake pedal to the gas pedal. You'll be surprised how this can cause an accident. This is an attempt to minimize any distractions or objects, anything that can cause potential accidents, and also increase the numbers that are my facts that I believe 51% of the women.
Well, all right, Cam, it seems a little bit sexist, but I am going to get the real numbers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division later on this evening and provide it for you guys. Cam seems to believe that what's the ratio?
Well, I said 89% earlier, but for you, I'd say 51%.
All right, well, you've heard it first here at our East Bay Street traffic drop. That's me, Antoinette Smith, and Corporal Patrick Kemp, tossing it back to you guys in studio.
All right, and as we head to the break, we take a look back at the day in Bahamian history. On April 29, 1869, St. Mary's Church was rebuilt and consecrated. Also on this day in 1967, Mackey Airlines scheduled its last flight out of this country.
Based tourism supplies almost $50 million in revenue for Androsians every year. These priceless resources will continue to provide renewable benefits for thousands of people for years to come, as long as we take long-term action to preserve what's rightfully ours. The natural environment has played a vital role in our culture and economy for generations. Let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns moving on to the second round of the NBA playoffs. DA with 22 points and 7 rebounds in the 150-109 win. They take that series 4-2. The Suns now moving on to face the Dallas Mavericks, and that series will begin on Monday. On Overtime, we have introduced you to young Bahamians making a mark for themselves. This morning, we introduce you to this gentle giant. At 6'8", he may be the country's next triple sport athlete. His name, Ras Jesse Delancey, a sophomore at Benedict College. And in only his first year playing college-level volleyball, he won the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Volleyball Player of the Year.
Very much proud of myself because those are goals that I had set for myself. Well, also to win the championship, but we fell short there. Just achieving those goals made me realize that I could really do anything that I set my mind to. Even though I'm still new to the game, I mess up, and sometimes I get hard on myself. My teammates be there to pick me up too, so that with my strong mentality helps me to bounce back from anything.
And he is already looking forward to next season.
If you think this year was good, my second year, I even hungrier now. You know, I'm already tall, I could jump, I could hit the ball. But my defense, I think it's good, but they could use some more work. That would really complete my game.
But he just might be in the wrong sport. Listen to this as he was approached by the school's track coach.
I was in the fitness center, but that's what they call the gym. So I was working out. He always used to see me in there exercising. But it was one day I was doing box jumps. And he saw me doing it and he was like, hey, you should come do high jump for me. And I laughed the first few times he asked because I thought he was joking. Until he was like, I'm serious, you know. And I kept laughing. And then he's like, I can call your coach. So I said, okay, you can call coach. And he ended up calling coach for real. And coach is like, sure, it's okay because their track season championship run started when I was ended, on the day I was ended. So when we got done with volleyball, coach took me to the track meet. And from there, I only had like 2 days of training. So I was watching some videos and whatnot. And when the time came, I just mimicked what I saw the people doing the video.
And mimic he did to a third-place finish with no training at all, 6'4" 3/4" his jump. So will basketball be the next to knock on his door?
They have, but I think they figured out from asking me that I'm strictly a volleyball player.
So basketball is not an option. Is there a chance for track?
Once it doesn't interfere with volleyball, yes, but sadly that's the case. I have a love for volleyball. I fell in love with the game.
The sport of cricket getting a lift with the implementation of the school program. Corey Edwards, development officer with the Bahamas Cricket Association, has started doing his rounds.
When I came to the schools, I mean, the kids and the PE teachers are very, very keen and interested to learn a new sport. Some people knew about it already, but the thing is about it, you want the enthusiasm, and that has been the forefront of the whole program. And then, now, obviously, I would point them in the right direction. We have 6 schools. We have the AF Adley, we have SC McPherson, those are 2 junior schools, Yellow Elder, Sybil Strong, CW Sawyer, Ridgeland, yes, those are 4 primary schools.
At this level, making the game fun is important.
The first stages of cricket, getting to know the game with the kiddie cricket, and that obviously make it even more fun than anything else. Then you will see who have the good characteristics like the hand-eye coordination, obviously the presence of mind, and then from there now we will slowly but surely wean them onto the hard ball, because then now obviously you have to teach the kids now to position themselves properly when they're batting, when they're bowling, when they're fielding, to stay safe, to make sure they're not injured by the hard ball. So obviously is a steady progression all the way along.
Some of the players were looking like they have been playing this game for quite some time.
I decided to get into cricket because I like to be active and I love sports. The fun part is running.
Was cricket difficult to learn from basketball and all of other sports?
No, sir.
Okay. How were you able to pick it up so easy? Watch it on TV? It's a long sport.
Actually, I'm just a fast learner.
I heard about cricket and I was a little interested in cricket and I joined the cricket club. I like to hit the ball and drop the bat and run.
We was on PE. We had the guest coach and then we was like just practicing to hit the pins down. I missed all of mine just like barely, and we still end up losing, but I still like to play cricket. So that's how I found out about it, and that's how I like to play it.
The physical education instructors presented with the necessary equipment to teach the sport to their students. Speaking on behalf of the group was Nikita Knowles of SC McPherson.
All right, it's not a core sport as you would have said, but because it's new, you know, things that are new, kids tend to pick up fairly quickly, and so we will, at the moment, just focus on the club aspect of the sport. I don't know how we're going to fit it into the curriculum, but we'll figure that out as time goes on.
How's the kids' reaction?
The kids are loving it. The kids are loving it. As a matter of fact, I'm enjoying it as well. I didn't play cricket. I didn't know anything about cricket, and because we've been doing it for this last several weeks, I caught on, and everyone's enjoying it and having a really good time.
So what days will these clinics be available?
We have already started like on Friday evenings at Haynes Oval from 4 to 6 for the junior schools, and then Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 at the same Haynes Oval for the primary schools. I'm getting around to the senior schools as well. right? So obviously you still got to obviously give me some time to get to them, but I just want to make sure I do it in a systematic way.
I want y'all to picture your parents them over there watching y'all. You want gangbang?
It's back.
You're here because your parents decided to put you in here.
The groundbreaking reality series returns.
You never told me before? You raise hit me?
Do you know it's still time to get it together?
With never before seen footage.
Come punch me then. Send you to punch him, mommy. You punch me?
This ain't no playground.
You're gonna know before you leave today. If you leave, if they find some space, I can teach you all how to disrespect.
It's a whole new season.
Don't come here with your movie face, because I ain't buying it.
Watch their transformation.
It bears to be a winner. It bears to be a winner.
Being white, you are a unit. You moving as one.
So why you doing what you doing? The Ministry of National Security and the ZNS Network presents Shark Treatment. A whole new season coming soon.
Hardworking staff of the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort had the focus on them Thursday as amid screams and cheers from co-workers, resort officials awarded them for stand-up performances on the job. The resort hosted its annual Quartz Awards under the theme People Make Paradise, with Bahamian recording artist D-Mac bringing down the house with his performance of a song created specifically for the event. Scores of awards were presented to employees that made the cut.
I feel overwhelmed, in all honesty. It's not something that I anticipated. It's not something that I went into expecting to win either, just because there are so many amazing nominees. I work in a company with very talented, very accomplished leaders, managers, frontline employees.
Oh, girl, it was delightful. It's a pleasure. It was great. The words cannot even say. It was like a catarampus pudumpus.
I am overwhelmed that I did indeed win or became one of the winners. Like Tara indicated, you know, there were quite a bit of very great nominees that we were up against. And so I am delighted to have won in this category, and I'm very appreciative for that.
Well, LaDawn, as we go on this morning, we're going to have our last breakfast with Chef Petty. Chef Petty, thanks for joining us here on the Morning Edition.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure. I think it feels like I'm just coming back home to it, you know, my farmhouse where I live.
Okay. Now, what are you preparing for the viewers this morning? Okay. Because this is all for the viewers. You can come on down after the show and get to eat.
Okay. So, yeah, that's funny. What I'm actually doing, I'm doing a really quick, easy, cool dish that you could make for your mom for Mother's Day, whether it's a kid or even a potential stepdaddy who wants to do something to wow a mom or to win a mom. This is something that probably will take about 5-6 minutes, and they could be able to make it really special and really nice.
And what's all in it?
Okay, so what I did, I took a box of the pasta roni. That's like the little pasta that comes in the blue box. And what I just basically did, I cut up some celery, some garlic, some pepper, some tomatoes, and a little bit of this kind of is like a thick bacon. You just take it out so you can see it.
Okay, I'll do the honors.
Okay. So after all these years, LaDawn finally knows how to take the food.
Yeah, so if you didn't know that she could cook, you know now. So what I did, just slide that in the pot, a little bit of cherry tomatoes and little mushrooms.
Okay.
And to make it really special and pretty cool.
I see some seafood here.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
Now, I have a little bit of a shrimp here, some lobster, and some mussels.
Okay.
Because one of the things as a chef over the years that I found is that women really like seafood.
Oh, definitely. Yes, we surely do. Yes.
So because seafood cooks rather quickly, what you can do is just very well get my little chef toy over here. Take some of the mussels and just let them sit and lay down in the jacuzzi.
I call it marinating. Yeah. Yeah, I call it
Oh,
marinating.
someone's been in the cookout to learn dictionary.
You can tell.
Yeah.
So I say this would be a pretty cool alternative as opposed to just going to or trying to get into a cram jam restaurant. And you could be able to create a really cool dining experience for your mom right at home. Now, with the lobster, I think what I can do is this to make life a little bit easier. Okay. Take that out of the shell because that is going to go on top of the
Oh, yes, smells good.
Yes.
That's good.
I'm going to move the lemon and the pepper.
Oh, yeah.
So while this marinating here, we're just going to take a look back at 4.5 years of the Morning Edition. When we come back, we'll be ready to... Yeah, no, this is for the viewers. I forgot. We'll take a look back at the last 4.5 years. I'm not doing anything this weekend. You know, on Mother's Day, all the husbands and the boyfriends and the kids take the mothers out, and they have to pay for it. But then when Father's Day comes, the kids take the dads out and the wives take the dads, and we still have to pay. So what sense does it make that we should do that? Please tell me what's the logic behind that?
But I think your girls may surprise you, though. They may have saved their lunch money or saved their other money, some money.
There wasn't no school, so they didn't have no lunch.
Summer was vacation.
Vacation was good. Got a lot done. I got engaged.
Oh, jeez. Again?
No, I don't want you to think engaged like that. I got engaged in a lot of schoolwork. Helping my daughter out. I got engaged in a lot of painting around the house. I got engaged in a lot of arguments with my wife telling me I'm sleeping too much. You know what is equestrian?
No,
You don't know what is equestrian, the dog?
No. You just found out what equestrian is. That's why you want to ask me what equestrian is. He didn't know either. So what is it?
Straight on to the story. Equestrian is something that you do when you're sleeping.
You don't even know what it is.
For joking, no, we can't go to bed, but we can go on Corners Avenue, Rusty Bethel.
This is very unusual. Ice cream and grits.
You want to know how I get the stomach for this?
How did you?
I'm used to my wife cooking. You know anything about farming because you have these nice nails, but I don't even know if you know how to wash dishes.
I could get dirty. I can go out into the field and plow and seed, put my seeds down and, wait to reap my whatever it is that I'm sowing.
Or if I should be scared or what, or I should close or tint my windows because I saw you come into work this morning and you're all blue up today. I picked out my blue.
We've been looking through each other's window, it seems,
That's a scary thought. I saw you just now trying to light this pot, trying to do something. What miracle are you trying to wait? Yes, it's what's on your plate, Wednesday, and she's trying to get an advantage early this morning.
I'm definitely not going to win because I know you could cook better than me, but we'll see this morning.
Conch salad.
Stewed conch. Stewed fish.
So are you going to prepare it or are you going to buy it?
I'm going to buy it.
Once again, LaDawn.
I'm going to buy it.
So, Chef Petty, this is looking pretty good. Have you ever tried my specialty ice cream and grits? Did you ever try that?
Ice cream and grits?
It tastes like cream of wheat, Chef Petty.
That sounds like laxative.
Oh, gosh.
Well, we're going to let this marinate. You can start making your way on down here to the Broadcasting Corporation of Bahamas if you want to get some of this nice food. But be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. And then you can join us for the Bahamas Tonight at 7 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. It's been a pleasure. The ride is over. Enjoy and have a good life.